welcome back to the show where life and death are two sides of the same coin, where the eternal rest of the afterlife is more just a summer vacation. Things are a lot less permanent in this world, as long as people can actually get to you. So, what does it mean to be reincarnated, brought back into mortal form? And are there any side effects? Lingering issues with being recently deceased? Death really isn't the handicap it used to be. But to find out any of those, we're going to have to watch more, and of course with a growing tension and an elf on the loose, one that is seemingly still stalking the dungeon. I'm not entirely sure what for. Things might be interesting. So, grab a drink so we can begin. I've got a lot of thoughts about this dungeon, where it all came from and stemmed from and why it exists in this world, but without any sort of confirmation from the show itself, it's all just conjecture. Because much like Made in Abyss is like just a kind of supernatural entity with a whole bunch of weird phenomena inside. Back on the world above, in this show, did they have things like goblin slime, walking mushrooms, and the undead? Well, we saw the graveyard and there was a ghost, so maybe. But, or is it predominantly from the arrival of this dungeon? And if so, how is it just a coincidence that the things like dragons down here? Or is there another entrance which allowed them to get in? Oh yeah, we've still got the elf envoy waiting just on the outside. I mean, preservation is key here. You don't want to let it go to waste. Why is okay. I was worried when it focused on the sword a little. Is the call of the haunted drawing her? Were the spirits there trying to hold her back? Oh. Excuse me? Good job at waking him up. Fell over or purposefully tipped? He was too engrossed in... Which means that, yep, there's only one exit she could have taken. You know, maybe being reinvigorated with dragon blood gave her a little extra durability and viability. Neat. I'm guessing she's a homunculus of sorts, a combination of things now that remade. Okay. Everything and anything. in and out of the dungeon. It is not up to them to use. Even if the kingdom has fallen. Ah. So the remnants of the painting, the events that took place, yeah, they're canon. Ah. That would explain a fair bit. Wonder if it was a remnant of the dungeon itself rather than the Lord and Ruler themselves. But how many minds and voices are going on in that head of hers? How many ribs did he just crack as well? And yet they're still just standing there in the line of fire. I mean, blood magic is cool to see. Blood dragons? A magic that she has only dabbled in. Is she going to try and fight fire with fire? Ah, the good old magic spell, bash. To be able to cancel it out, does it need physical contact? She's pretty quick at this. I mean, being fit. I don't think you can eat that, Senshi. No, not the ham. It's returning to its origin. Do you think Senshi's now going to enter into a berserker rage because it's stole from his pantry? And just like that, they've been separated off again. Do the other spirits actually concerned about the king returning and the like, or is this something else, like when they try to stop her from approaching? How generous. Are we turning into some blood-born blood beast of sorts? I mean, they really should have hid the circle and the evidence that they were there and what they did. Oh no, we've got a trash compaction. Search for any hidden walls or anything. Chiltog's got to be poking and prodding everything. Yeah, if her staff snaps like that, just wait until the bones in her legs go as well. What about the pans? Did Senshi bring along his cooking pot? Well, looks like there's a hidden hole there as well. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Chuck Louse through it. It's better than... Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, better than being flattened. Timely escape. And a soft landing. Are they back in the... Is it still one of the orc settlements, or back in the city? I mean, the spirits tried to stop fire, and they pulled and dragged Marcel through the hole, saving them. I think they are tired. If only they had someone here who could converse with the undead a little better. Ah, orc settlement. That was a scream and a half. I guess they haven't had conversation with the other encampment. What a collective bunch. It would just be, yeah, it'd be a quick snack for them. Yep, he knows them by name, can at least stop to think of if there's anything there. Yeah, he had a wash. To try and save their what remains of their settlement down here. Good thing they actually kind of listened to hearty meal. Essentially want to step in here? Mmm. Delectable. I mean, smelling salts is an option, but whatever the hell that was, works just as well. She may not be able to move her arms or legs or any extremity, but she'll feed herself. She only wishes she was dead. And live to tell the tale. However, they've had small run-ins with him. That's what we know so far. Jumps in to set things right. And the king... Was the king the one that appeared at the entrance of the dungeon when it first opened, turning to dust? If so, that elf has got quite a journey to be able to find him. So you killed, yeah, like a lieutenant or something. Also, yeah, getting them out to take care of the dragon so the orcs don't bring down the ire. And escape with a tail between their legs. I mean, he talks. What he says is understandable, but he has no lingering attachment to the group. He's been paid in advance. However, are they not going to be so kind to someone that would desert? Mm-hmm. He may be a coward, but he's not entirely all bad. So if he wants to go back, he'll be doing it alone. I'm expecting Chilchuk to uncover something more than just picking up the belongings. But without confirming anything, it just leads to resentment and them to dive back in anyway. Ah! They're back. And they don't seem... They don't seem antagonistic, they don't seem out for blood. Or warm bodies to overtake. But remaining in a world like this, in a city of the past, just as a figment of what you were. I do like the kind of instant petrification of the corpse and melding the skeleton back into blood kind of thing. And yet he was so willing to escape without them. He is clear-headed, well, logic orientated in a world of fantasy and mystery. At the cost of a limb, but he's not a warrior. He doesn't assign himself... Ah, okay, he's talking about Laos, but... Yeah, Chilchuk doesn't qualify himself as a warrior. Well, we don't know what... Well, we don't know what Samurai was up to in the time away from the party, so you can't make any rash judgments whether or not they were actually clever. I do like the fierce loyalty of the orcs. Because there are others at his back pushing him forward and helping. Yeah, I guess. It's the fitting reward for being the victors, but also having this kind of tender conversation with one that was so eager to eliminate the group just a small while ago. She is too far gone. So he's, holds fast to the talent, ancient magic should stay ancient. It's lost for a reason. He doesn't have to convince anyone else. Who's he trying to fool? And this journey being... Oh. Did it go on a little journey by itself? Survival instincts on a mollusk. Yeah, the drag marks. Not going to mention it just in case, Seems like it could be pertinent for one thing or another. I mean, Farling's missing still, so he's going out on a search mission. By himself? It took the entire party like a couple of seconds to be eliminated by the elf. Intimate positioning, but what better way to get across a quite deep conversation? So to avoid losing them all, they have to sacrifice one. They know that Fallon, they brought her back once, so now it's just a kind of another little expedition to track her down once they've stocked up, maybe recruited some others. And without seasoning, there's no point even trying to continue. So will they help with any sort of search and investigation just in case? They're all encouraging him to try and just back out for now. And with the amount of episodes left, this might be a good idea. What does Marcel have to say about it? But also, to have someone so close, to have that goal in hand just to be ripped away from you like that, and then to understand and back down, I think we need to give Laus a bit more credit than what he deserves. Because if you did have the opportunity to bring back loved ones and family members, and they're within arm's reach, to understand your own limitations, how many of us would be actually be able to do it? And also, with this Lord of the Dungeon, seems to be just on a journey to recover the king, to get him back into the kingdom. That being what? The only goal. So life's ambition is overridden the personality and everything. Hence, mad magician. Or lunatic magician. But even the spirits seem to have had enough. They want this to end. I think I could have wished for like a better episode to follow off the previous one. Have a run in with the lunatic magician, the lord of the dungeon. Have a recall of Fallon. You know, Death's clutches are a lot stronger than we would like to believe. And that's to have that kind of self-reflection moment where agreeing that maybe just chucking yourself mindlessly at the problem isn't the best solution. And with Chilchuk being, you know, he's not a fighter, he's not the warrior of the group, he's not the cook, he's not the one that can heal them or do anything. It's just reconnaissance and traps. That's all he's there for. Apart from maybe the voice of reason every now and again. You know, was he the oldest of the group? But yeah, giving him a bit more of a presence in this episode and the crew as a whole, I'm behind that. But having Masil have a bit of a awakening there, understanding the ancient magic, being able to combat it blow for blow, at least to a degree in real time against those flying blood dragons. Whether or not she was actively conscious about what she was doing. Just how much does she enjoy magic and learning about the old ways? Also, in Chilchuk's mind, the revivification of Farlin, the defense and cancellation of the ancient magic, is there a reason why it's said in hushed tones? That kind of thing should be left in the dark behind us. Is it just superstition? Is there more going on there? Is it religion getting in the way? Is it effects of what people have done with that magic in the past, and therefore it being led to being outlawed? Was any of it said before, or was this just spitballing just based on other fantasy worlds and magic systems? But as I've said, I do like this episode. I like this season, this series. I would have liked Senshi to be a bit more perturbed about his lunch rolling off back into the blood soup, but, you know, easy come, easy go, and take down a dragon another day. They've already had a meal from it before. Good thing that wasn't ripped from their stomachs. I do wonder, are we now going to see the journey back up the tower, back up the dungeon, back to the surface? Or is it going to cut and we're going to focus a bit on the outer dungeon storylines? Like the elves that are coming over, their emissary that is being sent, the other teammate that kind of left early. Maybe telling them the story of the dragon and they actually were successful, albeit for a small time. Considering what we've seen in Dungeon Meshi so far, some of the animation I really like when it goes jagged and off character model and a bit janky, a bit polygonal, where in some of the fast motions and when they're scared, really. But the moments like with the sorcerer and the blood magic and the revive from the last episode and whatnot is done to a pretty damn high degree. And I wonder if they were putting extra care and emphasis and money into those scenes, because it kind of appears so. But I want to see more, and hopefully you do as well. If I have entertained you at any part along this journey, please let me know. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out. And you can also jump onto my Discord for notifications for when my new videos get uploaded. Polls, memes, small conversations. Actually, a few about the online censorship stuff that has happened recently. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. So I can hopefully see you for the next one. Watch out for any spirits, even if they appear harmless.